So you might ask yourself, well, heck, where's your little overland camper at? Well, there's a story. There's the rub. That's why this video is a few days late. I've been fighting with the manufacturer. I had everything loaded up in the Jeep. I had the trailer hooked up, and I went to come up here a few days ago. I was going to come up and hit all three spots. I've decided to condense it into one, as I was about 2 miles from the house, and the welds holding the independent torsion axles, the one on the driver's side, the weld failed. So anyway, the axle failed. The welds had zero penetration, single pass, looked like hard wire with maybe tri-mix or argon or 7525, but there was zero penetration. Wheel fell right off, bounced down the road. Fortunately, I was doing about 25 miles an hour, didn't tear up my Jeep or anything. I didn't kill anybody. The tire didn't bounce up and go through somebody's windshield. So I got a hold of local law enforcement, our wonderful Sweetgrass County Sheriff's Department. They dispatched a deputy out right away, and he took pictures and documented everything. And it took quite some time for the manufacturer to return my calls. I called, I messaged, I filled out a form on their webpage. I sent them picture after picture. So yeah, they're sending a welder out. I could weld it. I have a welding machine. Most of you know I'm a professional fabricator, pipe welder, pipe fitter, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to burn one drop of gas. So he's bringing a single hand, or not a single hand, a rig welder out to my house Monday. He's going to get it good enough to haul on the road. When that's done, he's going to come pick it up, and he's giving me every penny back. And that'll be the end of that. Very disappointed. The concept of that camper was absolutely ideal for what I wanted. Small, really small, smaller than a hiker. Compact, basic, independent suspension. Ground clearance was about this high. Everything I wanted. The execution, on the other hand, left a lot to be desired. The quality of the welds was junk. Me and the deputy that got dispatched out, he's a friend of mine. When we were waiting for the forklift, I ran to the house, dropped my Jeep off, grabbed my pickup and my car hauler, came back, backed up to it, waiting for another friend of mine to bring a forklift down to load it up for me. And we got to crawling around it and was inspecting other welds. And there was about 12 or 15 other welds on the frame that were cracked. And you looked inside the crack. I've got pictures I'll show you, and there's rust. So they've been cracked for quite some time. I haven't had it out camping yet. I slept in it a couple of times on my driveway, but brought it down the main Boulder Road, took that introductory video that you guys watched on the page, and that's about it. Slept in it a couple nights in my driveway, getting the solar system tuned in and figuring out what I wanted to do for heat. And it was just coming apart at the seams. Thing that concerns me the most is that was about number 12 that they built. So there's 10 or 11 or 12 more on the road right now with that quality of welds. So he really needs to get a hold of all these guys, have them take their trailers into a professional fab shop with American Society of Welders or American Welding Association certified welders, and have them inspect every inch of them trailers. It absolutely came apart. I knew I had a problem when about a month and a half, 2 months ago, we got some rain. Went in, checked the camper out, and the deck had water in it, and one end, the end where my feet are, where the back wall comes down onto the deck, it was full of water, and it was swollen and starting to get some mold in it. And they never did return my calls for that. I left messages, I emailed them, did everything, and oh, I didn't see them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some still photos. I'll edit them in later, and I'll show you guys what happened to it. So hopefully they'll come and repair it good enough to get that trailer back to Billings, and he'll come. When he comes and picks it up, I want cash. I paid cash for it, $100 bills. I want my full refund for my 2023 Overland camper that I bought. And then the hunt is on for another one. I'm gonna have to settle. There's not another manufacturer that makes one with this concept that fits me perfect. Basic, basic, basic. I want something to keep me out of a tent and keep the bears off of me at night, and a comfortable place to sleep at night where I can do video editing or whatever. So the hunt is on. I do like the hiker campers. They're made in Colorado. They're a nice little camper. I haven't seen very many complaints online. Done a ton of research, but they're a little bit bigger than I want. So we'll see. I'll shop around. If you guys know of anybody that makes independent suspension, subcompact, micro overland campers, leave a comment below. Let me know and I'll go check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and whip some pictures in right now and let you guys take a look at what's going on. I've got some real good high-res detailed pictures of the welds, also the welds that failed. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, anyway, here we are. I'm at Lewis Gulch, and let me show you my setup. It did start to rain a little bit ago, so I've got my solar panels out, 2 100-watt suitcase panels, and I had my EcoFlow solar generators plugged up, and then it began to rain, and I got in a panic, and I shoved everything into the back of the truck. So I got my 2 EcoFlows and my Jackery. I did get a little stove so I can heat some stuff up. I might make a little campfire tonight. Fire season's still open. It's right there, so that'll be good. We'll have a little fireside chat tonight. So that's what we're looking at. But yeah, it's going to be a fantastic day. I did stop on the East Boulder a little bit, a couple of times on the way up, and wet a line. Water is still a bit too high, way too high for fly fishing. I tried a little bit of fly fishing. I tried a spinner, and I just couldn't control it. The water's still a bit high, so that's good and it's bad. It's bad for making a nice outdoor adventure fly fishing and spinner fishing video for you guys. Bad for that, but it's good because we need the water. It's turning out to be a great spring and summer. Summer's here, and I got a lot of stuff to do in the next couple of weeks, and we'll get some more content put out. Working real hard, doing a lot of research, trying to get the quality of the videos up, the editing better, and make it a little bit funner to watch. And I have a lot of ideas for content, and we'll start working on those. Hopefully my editing skills will continue to take off. And so I'm going to go ahead and shut this off for a bit, get some stuff set up, and I'll talk to you in just a second when it gets dark and we got a fire. right. Looks like we got a little 1700 thunder shower kind of blew in, so I had to pack everything up. Back in the truck's a mess. I had the solar panels out and everything. I just got done going up and taking some drone footage of the area, just a real quick flight. I just put the drone up and I heard it coming. It got dark. I could hear the thunder, so I had to get the batteries in, the solar generators in, and all of my gear in. So this is pretty cool. It really cooled down a bit. It feels like it's about 70, 75 maybe. It was about 80 when I first got up here, a little bit warmer than last time. And here comes the rain. So yeah. There's the boomer, so I gotta close this up. It's leaking a little bit. Alright, there we go. We're all buttoned up like a bug in a rug. Like a saltine and a sea rat. So yeah, pretty nifty out. It sounds good on the camper shell. So we'll just sit here for a minute. Yeah, just sitting here getting comfortable. I don't know if you can hear the thunder or not, but it sounds kind of nice, kind of relaxing. So that'll be good. It'll make it nice and muddy out, and then it'll clear up, and all my firewood's getting wet. I don't know if I can get it to start, but we'll give it a shot. I don't have anything plastic to put over it to keep it dry, and I wasn't going to put it in the back of the truck or the cab. So here we are. And we got some more boomers coming. So back in the camper. All right, as you can tell, the sun's starting to go down, starting to get a little dark out. We got a really nice sunset going on here in the Beartooth Mountains in the Gallatin National Forest. It's going to be a really nice evening. Getting ready to build a small fire and fire up my little stove and grab a bite to eat. Here, we'll let it get a little bit darker and then we'll have a bit of a chat. So enjoy the view. Absolutely fantastic night tonight. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Thanks. I don't care what anybody says, that off doesn't work with the crap. All right, well, it actually got started fairly easy. Get a little cool out. I like it. It's refreshing. I like the cold weather. I don't like the winter. I don't like it when it's 30 below, but I like it when it's cool, especially when it's green and just got done raining. Everything's wet and dripping and got a nice fire. Turning into a good evening. I wanted to talk about what an idea me and my wife have. You might be seeing the video coming up here, just a short one, couple, 3, 5, 7 minutes. I've been talking in earlier videos about hitting all the state parks, and she made a suggestion if we go down to the Prairie Dog State Park, just east of town, and everything's green and they're all running around having a good time. I like going down there and watching them. Several prairie dog towns up in a couple of big cattle ranches up by Harlowton. We go out there and try to do population control. But this isn't what this video is about. This is just about enjoying them, watching them run around. They'll have young ones. Be a nice video. Might be a little noisy. The park runs right up next to Interstate 90. But I think that's what we'll probably end up doing towards the later part of the weekend. My wife has a fiber festival to go to up in Whitehall, and she's going to be looking at crafts and looking at ideas and stuff for her fiber business. So that'll be a lot of fun. Her and her sister's going to go up. Her sister just moved to Big Timber this week, and it's good to see them getting together and talking with their mom and laughing, having a good time. It's good to get the family together. It's going to make things interesting and a lot of fun. They've been apart for most of their lives. They've really gotten closer the last year, maybe a little less, but especially this last 6 weeks. So that'll be fun. But we'll go out and get some good footage. I'll get the big camera out and we'll get some good footage of the prairie dogs hopping around. That'll make a nice little video. But we got a lot of parks. Me and my wife have been looking at all the parks in our area, and you saw the one on Natural Bridge. That video I just kind of threw together real quick, but we got a lot of parks in Montana, and it's going to take a couple of years to get through most of them. So I'm going to sit here by the fire, contemplate a little bit, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll do a little bit of editing tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll get up bright and early and maybe get some drone footage of the sunrise. It should be coming up right over there. It should be pretty nice. I'm looking forward to that. So, and then the water comes down a little bit, and these mosquitoes, we're gonna get into a lot of fishing. A lot of trout fishing on the Boulder River, the East Boulder, the West Boulder. We'll hit the Yellowstone. There's a couple of hike-in places. There's one place just northwest of town up in the Crazy Mountains. I'd like to go up there while I'm still physically able. It's quite a hike. You got to hike several miles up above Alpine, and there's some alpine lakes up there that have golden trout. And I'd really like to get one of those on a Tenkara fly rod or a conventional fly rod. So lots of fishing. Maybe this fall we might even go out and tip a deer over. That one, we'll have to go somewhere to do that. I don't think it'd be very exciting for you guys to watch me shoot one off my back porch on the ranch. So we'll try to make it a little bit more interesting. It'll be good. We got a lot of videos from my wife's channel to get started this summer and this fall, and it's going to be a good time. So thanks for sticking with me today, and I'm going to shut the electronics off and enjoy the fire for a bit, let it get a little darker, and then I'll fire it back up, tell you guys good night, and then I'm going to hit the hay, and then I'll see you in the morning. But we'll get a little bit more once it gets darker. It gets completely dark. So. All right, well, it's pretty dark out. I'm going to crawl up into the cot and do a little editing and get some sleep, and I'll see you guys in the morning.